After this stadium opened. Here we go. Colorado and Kansas. So much at stake for the Buffaloes. The Jayhawks trying to get bowl eligible with 2 wins. And this return is a good one, as Trevor Wilson is knocked out of bounds by Gerlach, the kicker. So Jalen Daniels, who lived through an 0-9 season in the middle of COVID in 2020, wanting to play one more game after these two wins gets him to a bowl game.
Yeah, and just being in the building yesterday, you see the numbers here of late. You feel the confidence. The early stumbles, the early interceptions, he's done what veteran quarterbacks do. He's flushed them, and he's playing his best ball when it matters.
Devin Neal is the tailback with his 48 career touchdowns, and he plunges forward for about half of the line to gain. Logan Brown on the right side, an anchor of this offensive line, which has been very good so far this year. And then we talked about Neal. He came to school at Kansas because he wanted to lift up a program which was a mile and a half away from his high school. It has not been the season they've wanted, but they can change the tune with a win here. Luke Grimm with the catch for the first down against this Colorado defense and a line that's just been salted.
Yeah, Nwankwo does not get the credit that he deserves because the stats aren't there, but he changes the math. He takes 2 on every play. He's a problem, according to Jeff Grimes, the coordinator for Kansas. These 2 downhill linebackers, Hill Green tied in tackles with Silman Craig, who, as Allison said, is the heartbeat of this team. No question about it defensively.
He had a partial scholarship to Jackson State, then transferred here when Coach Prime came, as this is a run, and it's going to lose about half a yard. And there is Silman Craig with his 231st career college football tackle.
Yeah, and there was Nwankwo as well. I mean, just those two at really every level. To play defense like this late in the season, Jason, you've got to do it at the front ends, and Nwankwo and McNeil and the edges have done that. Your linebackers have been physical, and then you need an eraser like Silman Craig if something does get out to finish it on the back end as well.
Luke Grimm so often in motion for this team. He's in the backfield here, and it's a short toss for Grimm, and he's got about 6. Last year, Luke Grimm told us he runs between 12 and 15 miles in their offense during a game with all the motioning he does.
Yeah, and that's not stopped with new coordinator Jeff Grimes this year. And for Travis Hunter and crew, there is a lot of window dressing before the snaps. You're going to see some funky formations. And I'll tell you this as well. I think you're going to see a very aggressive play calling unit. It might be 4-down territory once they cross this 40 to 45.
So right here, maybe. Say this is an incompletion. Maybe.
Absolutely. Think about it.
It's a run. Neal changing direction, and he launches himself to the stick. It looks like he's got it, and he does.
And part of the reason they're number 1 in the Big 12, third amongst Power 4 and top 10 in the country on third downs, is because they run it. And it doesn't matter. It could be 3rd and 3. It could be 3rd and 6. Robert Livingston talking to us, the D coordinator, like, man, you have got to stop the run. It's our mission each and every week. But if you don't do it against Kansas, and especially on 3rd down, you're going to have a hard time slowing down their offense.
You'll have a hard time seeing the football as well. Colorado, you mentioned it during the week, wants this to be a high possession game. Out of the backfield, it's Neal. Catch and run for Devin Neal. Oh boy, there he goes. The local kid from Lawrence scores first and sets Kansas City into a frenzy.
Oh, that's sneaky Jeff Grimes, the coordinator. I said to him yesterday, you've only run 20-something screens all year. One of the fewest screen teams in college football. He said, well, our O-line's not really built for it, but your receivers are. So they run a little crack screen, and look at the job of the guys on the inside. And then Devin Neal, well, he makes Silman Craig miss. There's nobody in the alley. That kind of looked like Colorado's offense. Those receivers blocking on the perimeter, setting their buddy up for success. And then Neal showing you with now his 49th career touchdown. I'm ready for this primetime matchup.
Talk about local pride for Devin Neal. When he was a senior in high school, he told us yesterday that he used to just go down the hill to the Kansas facility and hang out with Jalen Daniels. They had a relationship when Neal was a senior in high school that built to what they have together. And Daniels did the watching this time.
Change the course and trajectory of a program, but these seniors did.
Shedeur Sanders has done that as well, in charge of this offense for Colorado, and it really is his offense.
Yeah, they average about 68 plays a game, and you can see the efficiency numbers, some of the very best in college football. But in catching up with Pat Shurmur on the field before the game, I said, how many plays does he control? And he's like, well, all 68. I may call a run and lock that run, but more times than not, including this opening play right here, it's based on what that defense does, and he's got the whole menu right between his ears.
First play for Colorado, a highly explosive offense. It's one of those screens. They do it on about a fifth of their pass plays, and Kansas read it perfectly. J.B. Brown was there. It's a loss of 1.
Yeah, Utah did a really nice job of this in the first half of that game. Eventually got worn down a little bit, but get the ball to your best playmaker, right? Get the lineman out front, something they practice a ton, but Kansas hits them before they could be hit.
It'll be incumbent on guys like Kobe Bryant to tackle Travis Hunter. Here's LeJontay Wester and O.J. Burrows, the safety with the stop. Colorado's offensive line has been much improved behind the center, the walk-on Cash Cleveland.
It's remarkable. Phil Lodeholt again on the field before the game saying he's in charge. Going to see simulated pressures, all these stunts and movements, and that true freshman from IMG, teammates with the buddy Jordan Seaton, the other true freshman left tackle, communicate. Will Shepard, 6 touchdowns his last 6 games.
Colorado has over 1,600 yards after the catch this year. We'll see how Kansas tackles. Safety blitz is picked up, and the throw is too much, incomplete. Hunter wanted a marker against Kobe Bryant, and he's not going to get it.
Yeah, he did, and he may be worthy of this. You get a one-on-one. Not many teams do this. Oof. Yeah, that impedes the route. I mean, you've got to call that, right? Travis Hunter knows, like, hey, man, I play corner. I know what he just did. He committed a crime. He grabbed me on that post route, and that's why I couldn't go get that ball. That's a miss.
Kobe Bryant was pretty open about what he felt was going to happen in this game. But if there is any receiver in the FBS that knows what pass interference is when it's happening against him, it is Travis Hunter. Vassett to punt. Grimm back to receive. He'll take it from the 15 and double back. Luke Grimm with a good return across the 30-yard line.
Kind of like the J right there. Familiar.
That was awesome. Savion Morrison is the tailback. No gain. Second down coming up as Amari McNeil and Samuel Okunlola combine for the stop.
Yeah, and why, once again, Nwankwo right there anchoring the middle, so his buddies at end, Okunlola and McNeil next to him, as linebacker Hill Green can come downhill. Some unsung heroes on this team. The Stars get all the credit. McNeil's growth and development, Hill Green's development, and again, that number 97, that fire hydrant that can't be moved, sets the table.
Amari McNeil the last 2 weeks has been one of the best defensive linemen in all of college football. Daniels on the throw. It's high and a laser for Arnold with soft hands on the catch. He'll be a yard short. Take a look at our Get More game plan, sponsored by Geico. Get more with Geico.
Yeah, Colorado wants to hit the explosive plays. They want to hit that screen like Neal did for 50-something on the perimeter. That's where their explosives usually happen. And for Kansas, do this. Huddle up. Grind every single possession you can. Maximize that clock. Maximize these third and short situations and play a little keep away from Shedeur and company.
Only one touch so far for Colorado, led to a punt. And this is a run for Neal, who just kept his feet long enough for the first down. Silman Craig chopped him down a yard late.
Yeah, you'll see Silman Craig. He's the unblocked defender so many times, and it's why he's tied with Hill Green as a leading tackler. He's free, but Neal puts those shoulder pads north and south. That's something they talked about. He's done so many things to so many defenders through the years, including Silman Craig now on a couple occasions. But getting those tough yards in that A-gap has been a big step forward this year for Devin.
Grim in motion once again. They fake the option and they go with Morrison. Okay, so for Colorado, where does all this motion and movement stress the defense most?
Yeah, it's usually the second level, right? Those linebackers that have to communicate. Silman Craig as well, that communicates so much of their coverage. Now, it shouldn't be terribly difficult because they don't do a lot. They only live in a couple fronts. They play a lot of man-to-man coverage, right? There's some teams and schemes that are so much about checking. To Allison's point earlier, these guys here have kept it largely simple, so they play fast and they react.
There's a tight end, Casey, into the backfield to the right of Daniels. He'll go in motion on the snap, and Savion Morrison does lean for the first down. Keaton Wade had him wrapped up, but Morrison's strength was too much.
Yeah, once again, just a lot of this motion. This time it's right here. You're going to see receivers in the backfield like Grimm. You're going to see all sorts of different formations. It's what Lance Leipold believes in. It's what he's done every step of the way. And even though you lose Kotelnicki last year to Penn State, they've not changed the scheme, the verbiage, the system. The new OC had to come in and learn a lot of what Lance Leipold likes to do. And by the way, that may play a role in the first 6 games of this season too. And look at this formation. It's a quick snap.
They'll break and then run it. It's a direct snap for Neal, and he's going to go down. That is Silman Craig one more time. He's been very active, and he says, let's go.
Wow. Yeah, I don't think he liked being beat for that opening touchdown. Again, he's back here, he's unblocked, and he's just got to sift and sort through all this traffic. And then when you do, look at that. You run right through Jared Casey before he can get to you.
Well, you see the want to that he was talking about this week. I mean, when he went to Jackson State, we said he did it on a half scholarship, but he was living on a friend's couch for a while in order to play football.
And you never forget it.
Daniels will roll to the right. He's got Neal blocking for him, and Daniels keeps his feet somehow. Oh, my goodness. Jalen Daniels, a twister for 20.
Yeah, there's not many quarterbacks CU has faced this year that have this kind of capability. A lot of them, well, number one, you protect. And that's not happened much against the Buffaloes the last 6 weeks. Number two, when they step up, they usually look to throw. He does not. Instead, he gets the aid of his buddy there, and then he just carries Bentley. He spins through that on a spin cycle for another explosive play by Kansas.
We're already under 6 minutes in this first quarter. 1 possession so far for Colorado, and Neal is wrangled and dropped by Anquin Barnes Jr. Second down coming up. 47 yards allowed already on the ground, and there's some conversation going on behind the play, and Kansas is fired up.
Yeah, I figured that there'd be a little more rushing today. That 31 was the fewest by the Utes in 13 years. And it's going to be Stottmeyer 23 here after the play.
Doug Emillion.
Oh. It'll be a 4-quarter game today. I don't think these Jayhawks overwhelmed by this moment.
Morrison breaks a tackle. Savion Morrison, 1st and goal for Kansas.
You know what else this is, Jason? This is a good old line. And this guy right here is playing his best ball, Logan Brown. He just washes out that edge. Look at that cavernous hole. A nice job by Baines as well. This is a veteran crew. We talked about it at the beginning of the week in our meeting, like, holy cow, every player is a 5th-year player or 6-year player. I mean, they have been around. A bunch have transferred in. But this is a battle-tested, salty crew. And this offense, they're doing what they did to Iowa State a couple weeks ago, up and down the field. You can see the continuity in that O-line as well.
Well, this whole team, they've seen so much football together. Little flip forward saves a couple of yards. Hill Green got in on the stop, and that was a little cavalier with the football.
If I were to have told you, Jason, that you'd have an offense and a team that's number 1 in the conference in third down offense, number 1 in the conference in red zone touchdown scoring, equally defensively does really well, would you ever imagine they could be 4-6?
No.
And that's where these Jayhawks are, and why Colorado was on point, because they know a lot of the fundamentals for Lance Leipold have been there. But once they stop turning the ball over, the wins have followed.
And the margin's been so thin this year for Kansas, and even the past couple of years. Daniels rips it incomplete over the head of Grimm. DJ McKinney on the coverage, and you said this, situationally, Kansas has been quite good this year.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. In the FBS, number 1 in the conference, top 7 in the country, and a lot of it is Jalen Daniels. To be good in the red zone, touchdowns is usually creativity of a quarterback. To be good on third downs in college football, usually a dual threat, extend the play kind of quarterback. Jalen's been both of these, especially the last month.
Points are paramount here. It's 3rd and goal from the 13. Comes out this side for Neal, and he finds his way to the 6. Field goal here? Or are you going to go for it?
I think I kick a field goal. I think you go up 10 and you reward a terrific drive, a nice call there by Colorado. They bring an extra defender. So Jalen on 3rd and 10 has to get the ball out of his hands. I think this is the right call right here, especially at home.
Colorado has been a very good team in comeback situations this year. 2 weeks ago against Texas Tech, down 13-0 after 1 quarter. Kansas has struggled in the 4th quarter this year, but an early cushion is what they're searching for, and that is good for Tabor Allen. So 10-0 Kansas trying to upset Colorado late 1st quarter. Carry on. Play Iowa State. Colorado could, in fact, clinch a spot in the Big 12 title game with a win, a BYU win, and a Utah win, all today. But first things first, the Buffaloes would have to come back here. They've only run 3 plays and over 12 minutes of game action. Colton Hood on the return, and he takes a dive short of the 15-yard line. Haven't seen a whole lot of the Kansas came back from 28 down in that game. Colorado is down 10 right now. They're going to have to go up to 14.
This got to be the best crowd of the year for KU.
Augustive out of the backfield is hit. It's Mello Dotson who makes the stop along with the oncoming Marvin Grant.
You talked about the success of Kansas leading to this, being displaced this season. And some of that's also missing out on the voice and playing off the crowd and the emotion for Dotson and so many of these veterans. But today, different story. 50, 60,000 in Arrowhead today, and they're making some noise.
This is Wester turning the corner for 8. Yeah, it feels like an NFL crowd in this NFL stadium.
And that's what Colorado does. I mean, look at these 3 completions. They're all on these screens. Part of why Shedeur sits there at 73% completion is because that ball is out of his hand in such a hurry to keep this crowd, try to keep this crowd as quiet as possible.
It's going to be hard to do. All 5 plays have been pass plays so far, and this one will be with an empty backfield. Draylon Miller in space, and that is a great open field tackle for Kansas. That's Jalen Todd, but there's a marker that's come in. Now the question is, was it a legal tackle?
Well, the first 2 tackles were good, but Wheeler coming in a little bit late is going to draw this penalty.
personal foul, horse collar tackle, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's not horse collar.
Now, I agree with you. Wheeler did get in there late.
Yeah, Wheeler's late. I mean, you grabbed the number there in the shoulder pad, not anywhere near the neck or the nameplate.
Now, it was a reaction that suggested a horse collar, but it was not an actual act of horse collar tackle. Sanders to throw, and that's over the middle of Gustav. Lance Leipold was less than thrilled by the call.
No, and I think that's an excellent point by you. When he looks at the screen, he can see, hold on a second, that was his number, but the reaction, the pull down did make that official think it was around the neck.
First run play for Colorado is Sanders across midfield. So Colorado said that, maybe with a light box, they might run the ball a little bit more today. They've run once. But
then you asked Coach Shermer, close to 50-50?
And he said, never. Never. We're not doing that. But it's in part, as you said, because of the RPO.
Absolutely.
The run-pass option. Here is a run for Augustive, and he breaks through on what could be the final play of a quick-moving first quarter.
They're just not executing defensively.
7 missed tackles so far already as Sanders rolls out, and that's a slip and fall situation for Savell Smalls, and it's 3rd and short. Rare tight end catch for this team, just his 8th of the year. Dallin Hayden is a tailback on 3rd and 1.
Showing a pretty light box here as well, right? Just 5 defenders between the tackles.
It's a run, and it is snowed under. Hayden loses a yard. J.B. Brown and Marvin Grant got to him.
Yeah, and the true freshman gets picked on right here. He's done such a nice job as Cleveland, but he just gets beat by that swim right off the jump from the 4th year. Dunn gets into the backfield, now 4th down. It was loud.
Very much so. 4th and 2. Long mesh point. Hayden is clotheslined, and he may not get there. He's not going to. It's a turnover on downs.
Well, this is an excellent job right here out on the edge. You talked about that extended, right? And he's going to push Shedeur trying to push. We've seen that on a couple occasions this year for the first down. But a nice job right at the point of attack there by Kansas in that group up front.
They're going to measure just in case here. It was Dylan Woodkey, the transfer from Youngstown State, who made the hard contact on Hayden.
Look up! Look up!
A lot of talking going on. Mello Dotson, Kobe Bryant, those 2 corners, and Shedeur Sanders. He didn't get there. That was 2 plays to get 1 yard, and Kansas held the line. And Devin Neal is thrilled.
Well, look.
10-0 Kansas with the ball next. Travis Hunter on the sideline said, what, Brock?
Well, you're the best lip reader in America. Throw me the ball. Can you confirm?
I think so.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like.
On that fourth down, he wanted the ball, and I'll show you why here in just a second.
First, Kansas set sail from the 39-yard line. For motion. Daniels has a crosser. It's the tight end, Casey, and another broken tackle for a first down. Back to the fourth down.
Okay, so here's what everybody is doing to Shedeur, okay? You're dropping out. We're going to run these games because we're going to show you a different picture after the snap with all the reading and reacting. So with all that chaos, well, here's our guy, okay? He wants the ball. Throw me the ball, because that's where the one-on-one is, right? That's where all the green grass is. Give me a chance away from all that pre- and post-snap chaos. And I think Shedeur's, next time he's going to have that occasion, the ball's going to be kicked outside.
It looks like he knew as the play was happening. Daniels with a pump, and he'll throw for Trevor Wilson. And Wilson has catch number 9 of his season, another senior for this team.
Yeah, and it is one of the challenges that Colorado faces. Each and every week, they get different looks. What Utah did to Travis Hunter in that offense last week, it took them a while to figure it out. Everybody stunts and moves and makes it a challenge. And for, well, Livingston, he knew. What did he say to us? This Kansas crew kind of reminds me of Lamar back in the day with Greg Roman, and he's so active as a threat. But then you're seeing the weaponry that they've got as well, inside and out.
This 4-6 is something of a mirage. They could easily be 7-3 with the close losses. Feed it to Devin Neal again. Wade was in there along with Wonkwo. And so 3rd down and 2 for Kansas. And this is not fish in a barrel, but it's close.
It's 100% 4-down territory, too. So if you think you're going to get that man-to-man coverage that Colorado loves to play in every down and distance in your landslide poll, and you want to take your shot, probably not at Travis Hunter, maybe one of those other guys, or you just continue to be content grinding this clock and grinding these possessions.
Motion from Neal. Daniels pump and run. He's got the first down, and he slides into it.
So instead, Colorado drops 8. They only rush 3. And again, this is why the Jayhawks are so good on 3rd down. One of the best in the country, because you play soft coverage, you drop 8. This guy that started a whole bunch of games over 4 years, this is 32nd start, sees it, reacts to it, and then got the athleticism to go get it.
He played 3 plays of the spring game because of the back issue he had last year and kind of eased his way into the season because of that lingering injury, and now looks as fresh as can be. Neal runs into a wall. Keaton Wade again got in there along with Anquin Barnes, who is amped. Next week, Ohio State and Michigan is going to be for a lot of the marbles. This game here today is for quite a few of them as well in the Big 12.
And for Kansas, remember, they're trying to get to a bowl game, also trying to do something never done in the history of football.
Ever.
You know, can't say that very many weekends. Never has a team that's unranked in 4-6 beaten 3 consecutive ranked teams. They got a chance to do it.
Yeah, under 500, 3 straight ranked team wins. Never, ever done before. Allison downstairs.
Well, we got the sense in talking to these Kansas players, their confidence has not been shaken. Devin Neal said, we know we can make these plays. We know this is the level we can play at, the one we've shown the last couple weeks. He knows it's kind of been a season of what ifs, of frustrations, but credit to this group. They never stop fighting, and they have never let their confidence drop. He feels like what they've shown the last 2 weeks is what this team is really capable of.
And they've changed the Big 12 race by doing it. 3rd and 9. Daniels for the tight end for a first down, and then some, and what a hurdle. Oh my goodness. Cardell went above the rim for 23.
Well, this is a different look. This is Keaton Wade, I believe, playing some middle linebacker here. Normally an edge rusher, and he looks kind of like an edge rusher here in space, trying to make that tackle that is a swing and a miss. And Cardell says, we are going to cut it loose today and absolutely let it rip.
Boy, are they ever. Neal, a walk-in. He's smoking hot.
Wow. Jason, we have not seen this when we've watched Colorado this year. We have not seen to a man. Look at every one of these offensive linemen win their block. Every one of them. They get a body on a body. They get bodies to the ground. And Neal, maybe one of the easiest of his 50 career touches, as he is untouched. 50 touchdowns now as a Jayhawk.
He told us yesterday he was trying not to think about it being his last home game because he didn't want to get emotional. And, well, if it's going to get him emotional for
as he has done so and just been an absolute rock of stability.
He just broke June Henley's school rushing record. So here's a touchback, defense back on the field for Kansas. Allison.
This is the scene on the Colorado sideline when the defense came off the field. Coach Prime gathering his defense guys. We've covered them for 4 games now. This is the first time I've seen him do something like this, really challenging this group and telling them they need to make up their mind right now if they're going to show up and start making plays right now. This is the first time I've really seen him get after his guys like that.
Yeah, Allison, that is a great point and a great shot right there because he can see it. He watches the line of scrimmage, and his guys haven't been defeated at the point of attack like this over the last 8 weeks. Really got to go back to Kansas State, the only team that's mauled them the way the Jayhawks have here early. 11
missed tackles already for Colorado. And there's a broken tackle for Draylon Miller, but not for long. He'll go down with Cornell Wheeler, and it's second down.
But no explosive plays, right? That's usually what ignites these Buffaloes when the herd really gets going. It's that bubble screen, a broken tackle, and boom, out the gate. It is Shedeur pushing the ball, extending the play in the pocket for Pat Shurmur, and hitting something down the field. Kansas is going to bend. It's what they've done all year defensively. They will keep it in front of them and bend and bend and bend with the goal of not breaking.
2nd and 5. Sanders climbs the pocket right up the middle, and he has speed and a torn jersey as well because of Berryhill. It's a first down with a smile on his face. I mean, they are resilient and they're calm doing it.
Yeah, and this speaks a little bit to the moment, right? So Prime has to talk to the defense, and Shedeur's head is like, okay, if I got to run and I got to do more of this today, then I will. Kind of like Mahomes does. A time or two in this building knows the moment.
I mean, look, 7 of his last 8 games have been 300-yard games. There's every reason to believe, as we get a whistle at the end of the play, and these corners and receivers are, let's say, highly engaged in the competition.
Yes, they want the ball, they want their touches. I'll tell you this too, what TCU and Iowa State and teams did to Kansas was attack the slots. Right, the corner's pretty darn good on the outside, but find a way to attack more of the safeties.
2nd down screen. It's Hunter. He wanted the ball, and that's why. Look out!
That is such a good job by the guys in front of them, too. And typically when you throw into the boundary, right, the short side, it's harder to get an explosion like this. It takes, well, your receiver blocking for you and then the cavalry, that herd. Look at all 4 linemen out in front. And the minute he has any space, he's gone. Just a blur. Just plays at a different gear. Kind of like his head coach did. And I think it's why the head man loves him so much and believes in him, because there's just a gear that no other human on this field has, like number 12.
I was watching the highlight reel of Deion Sanders' pick sixes earlier this morning on YouTube.
I remember playing a summer league game against Michael Dickerson.
Okay.
And watching him jump and dunk, I'm like, well, that's different. I'll never be able to do that, nor anybody I've ever seen. Travis got that same bounce.
Savion Morrison on the run. He went to Arizona, right?
Yes,
eventually, Michael Dickerson.
Yep. A long NBA career, and there's just guys that you watch that the way they move. That's what scouts always look at as well. Like, you just watch them move, and they're so smooth, and there's just the ease of athleticism. Pitchers have an ease of velocity. He's got an ease of just bounce and athleticism that is different than his peers.
And a joy for it as well. Like the work, you have to enjoy the work, I think is Coach Prime's point. And Travis Hunter does. Morrison. Explosive run game continues for Kansas. Shiloh Sanders knocked him down. It's a gain of 15.
Well, once again, the big right tackle, Logan Brown, is doing some work right here. These edges have been a problem for everybody, not today. They are getting to Walker and Okunlola and Green in ways they're doing with their tackles. They're doing it with their tight ends, right? They're those wide nines, and they're getting a body on a body, and it is creating these just cavernous run game holes. Nice job by the big boys from Kansas up front.
How do you counter if you're Colorado?
Well, you're going to have to maybe mix some front, get to some of the bare front, maybe bring 3D linemen on the field. They've done different things, but adjustments have been also at the core of some of Colorado's success this year.
Timeout. Colorado, 30-second timeout.
Timeout. Deion Sanders. There was no substitution from Kansas, so Colorado had to rush a player off. 28-15 total plays. That's not sustainable for Colorado here, likely. But with the big plays that they can get in the pass game, maybe they can win like
Maybe, but the number to me is 10.
10
possessions.
Okay.
If Lance Leipold can keep this within 10 possessions, right now this is their fourth. They got the ball, remember, to begin the game. Colorado deferred. But if they can keep that number around 10 for, Prime and the Buffaloes, advantage Kansas in big ways. If it gets to 12 like that, or 13 or 14 like they had against Utah, right when they stepped on the gas last week, huge advantage to Colorado.
Again, for Colorado, what's on the line is 2 wins. Get the Buffaloes, after a 1-win season 2 years ago, into the Big 12 title game this season. Off the motion from Grimm, and they'll hand it off for Neal for about a yard.
So here's the other danger, right? You say, well, what adjustment can you make? Well, you can get to this bare front, or, you can start to run blitz and get your linebackers involved. The danger is number 6, Jalen Daniels, can see that man coverage and see that blitz and pressure and get out of it and then be gone. I mean, he is such a threat, not just with his arm, and you've already seen it today. He is such a threat with his legs as well.
I see that level of dynamic is back in him after such injury issues at points in his Kansas career. Now Neal is back there himself, and he's going to go down the sideline. Another big play. Man, back and forth. Sanders saved the touchdown. That's 46.
Yeah, not a great snap. And let's give a gold star. This has been a couple occasions now that this man's been doing some work. Jared Casey, watch him. He seals that Y9 edge, and then you pin and you pull around. And there's big Logan Brown just looking for somebody. He didn't even have to hit anybody because that edge is sealed and defined so well. And Devin Neal, the athleticism to catch that snap first and then just doing some work.
This run defense in the top half of the FBS for Colorado. It's not been a bad run defense so far this year. Morrison, the tailback. It's going to be a throw wide of Casey, and Daniels with just his second incompletion of the day.
Yeah, and that's just being a little careful there. He had a throw earlier in the red zone. Again, one of the best at scoring touchdowns. And if you're going to pull this upset off, it's not going to be by field goals down in the red zone. It's scoring touchdowns. And an incompletion earlier he wanted back. I didn't mind it. I thought it was safe. That one he's got to put between the 4 and 7 of Jared Casey.
Morrison straight ahead. He's going to struggle to the 5. So 3rd and goal, and a lot of things available to Jeff Grimes with all that movement.
Yeah, and you wonder if you get to 1 or 2 yards away. Do you think a little differently than you did earlier when you settled for the field goal? These middle 4 minutes, Lance Leipold said. 4 minutes going in, 4 minutes coming out may just define their ability to upset one of the hottest teams in the country.
Daniels will throw. It's high for Neal. It's incomplete. If it's on the money, he's got a chance to turn the corner.
Yeah, and they both know it. And that is why it's 56% on the season this year. These are the throws. The first down throw, that throw. Just put it on him. Give him a chance to go one-on-one with Silman Craig, and he knows it. And now with 5 yards to go, you have to settle for the field goal. Something they've not done many times this year, but already twice today for the Buffaloes to hold Kansas to field goals.
Top 6 in the country in red zone touchdown percentage. You saw earlier as Tabor Allen is on to kick. And it's straight through. So it's 20-7. Kansas with the lead as we check in now with Mike Hill in Los Angeles.
Coming up on the State Farm halftime, BYU and Arizona State in a huge game with major Big 12 implications. Ohio State makes a big statement in another top 5 matchup, and all sorts of issues for Ole Miss in the swamp. Their college football playoff hopes may have just disappeared, Jason and Brock. See you at the half.
Oh, boy. That's the kind of situation that Colorado is in as well. Deion Sanders talking to his beloved defensive coordinator, Robert Livingston.
And again, watching practice, Deion was so active, right? They did a lot of teamwork. 5 plays here, 5 plays there, just back and forth for almost 45 minutes. He said, I want the guys to feel the flow of the game, and he's right there on both sides of it, coaching the coordinator, doing this, looking at the tape. What are we doing here? What adjustment can I make? Can we get to some zone? Can we mix some fronts? What's working? What's not working? And we've said this with the Buffaloes a couple times. Deion loves the NFL coaches he has because he really feels like they make adjustments in a hurry. And they're going to have to do some things defensively.
We've not said that a whole lot in the second half of this year. As Tabor Allen, who's so good at touchbacks so far this year, coming into the game, 58 kickoffs, 49 touchbacks, and that pushes Colorado into that situation. But the last drive, 4 plays, 75 yards.
Yeah, and of those 15 plays, would you say 6 or 7 of them were throws right at the line of scrimmage?
Yep.
I mean, just those tunnel screens and those bubble screens and just kicking it out to the perimeter. When they tried to run it into some of the chaos and stunts on 3rd and short, 4th and short, no bueno. So do what you've done all year, Pat Shurmur. Spit the ball to the perimeter and get it into your playmakers' hands in a hurry.
He does have Michael Welch back for the first time in 4 games after the hamstring injury. He's the tailback on first down, and he'll sneak into a pattern and now engage in a block. Sanders floating in the pocket, dodging a possible tackle, and then throwing into space. Here's Hunter again. Travis Hunter, a little sidestep down to the 40. It's ballet, really.
So what route is this?
Yeah, I don't know.
There's route trees, right? Like a slant, a hitch, curl. What is this? Kind of an in cut. And I'm going to throw my hands up, and then I'm going to run, and then I'm going to come back to you. Like, it's ad-lib, and it's what they do as well as anybody.
It's a hitch and go and hitch.
Sure.
Sanders with time again. Waiting. Hanging on to it. Kansas defensive lineman got smothered. Sanders steps up and throws, and it's for Shepard, incomplete. There is a marker down in the backfield. Sanders is down.
Oh, this is not good. This is a shot to the knees.
Shedeur Sanders is hurt.
And this is how you fire up a team right here, man. This is one.
There is no foul for roughing the passer. There is ineligible downfield.
Wow.
Offense number 57, 5-yard penalty, first down.
And I wonder if this is because he's outside the pocket as a scrambler and a runner. But he takes a vicious shot. And I'm glad to see him get up and walk. And this is at the very end of the play here. Wow.
It's Dean Miller.
Oh. And he is going right to the knee. That you see Shedeur grab. He does get off the field. I get it. They do want to hit the near hip and go low. But, man, is it good for college football to see number 2 up.
Yes, it is. 1st and 15. He's right back onto the field. Sanders lofting it for the sideline for Draylon Miller, and they'll talk it over. Did he get the feet in? Yes, it's a catch. It's a gain of 16. They needed 15. It's very close.
And that is a true freshman with a 100-yard day a week ago who has just continued to grow and grow. And that left foot looks like it picked up a bunch of chalk.
The previous play is under further review.
He's going to go to review.
Ruling on the field was a completed catch for a first down.
What do we think? What lands first?
Catch. I think that back toe, the toe drags. We see the chalk go up.
And a Colorado across midfield. Welch on the run. And he's met by Blake Harold. Second down coming up.
Look at this game situation, right? Kansas has been so physical, dominated so much of the stats, yet you go down and score, take time off this clock, you get the ball to begin the second half, and as Dion said, there's no panic, plenty of time.
Moving down to the 2-minute timeout here. We'll see if they take one more play. They do. Sanders loads up a throw. That's right down the middle. And it's Hunter again. Travis Hunter gets by Dotson. He's got the first down. And he's got an energy infusion again. Gain of 25.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
In a sport where unstoppable gets overused, Travis Hunter is as close as you're going to get. Colorado's driving.
The programs, Kansas City and Boulder, is the work and the practice behind the scenes.
Inside the red zone for Shedeur Sanders, who took a big hit just a moment ago, and he feeds it in for Miller. It's a touchdown, Colorado. Another breakout star for the Buffaloes the last 2 weeks, Traylon Miller.
Yeah, and you get the matchup we talked about, attacking these slots. That time it wasn't even a safety. It is the linebacker, J.B. Brown, that gets stuck trying to match up with the freshman phenom. And I'll tell you one other thing. Travis Hunter and his influence, you'll see on this replay, he takes a lot of eyeballs and opening up everybody else around him.
Extra point is good. Just like that, it's a 6-point game.
Yeah, it's usually the quarterbacks we talk about with elevating the people around him. Watch Travis Hunter right here and look at the coverage. Right, they're going to take two guys. You got the cloud corner underneath. You got the safety over the top. He's got to take him, right? He's got to play him. You got to have two people upon him. And that just opens up out of the backfield the matchup on the linebacker you wanted.
Had a great catch to pay it off, by the way.
Oh, his Draylen's ball skills. Come on now. When you're out there at practice with Jimmy Horn and Wester and Travis Hunter, guess what you're going to try to do? And what's going to happen is you're going to grow your pass catching abilities too.
He was a 3-time All-State basketball player in high school. He's a 4-star prospect. His dad played college basketball. He is a high-level athlete.
Oh, yeah. And it was A&M, and it was USC, and there were other schools involved. And then when Colorado came calling late, they answered that call.
Trevor Wilson, another returnable kick for Kansas, and this will only end up at the 20-yard line. Devin Neal's senior day, not the place he expected, but it's an NFL stadium.
Football.
And boy, that young man has meant so much to this program.
Yeah, and he did it early here with a kind of a play out of Colorado's playbook. That little screen out to him, he gets help around him, he makes Silman Craig miss, and then he's to the house. This one, the big guys did all the work, laying the foundation so he could walk it in for number 50 in his career. And then this one got him down to the red zone, where unfortunately for Kansas, they've had to settle for field goals twice.
And it's left them in yet another one-score game. They've lost 5 of those. Daniels nearly faded into the rush, and he's going to have to roll and throw, and it's tipped, intended for Arnold. Now the danger is Colorado can get the ball back.
That's right. And this was a bit of a dangerous throw here. Jalen's done a much better job the last 4 games of not having turnover-worthy plays. That one's high, it's hot, it actually hits Arnold's hands. But taking better care of the football. That's why they finally won one of those one-score games. Lost 5 of them in the first half of the season.
8 interceptions in the first 5 games this year for Jalen Daniels. On second down, nice pickup by Neal. Get it out to Grimm, and Luke Grimm can run for a while. It's a first down, Kansas. That young man comes in with 170 career catches, another local product.
Oh, he's just awesome, and a nice job with the protection here. Man-to-man coverage. You'll actually see 2 Buffaloes run into each other to the left there, leaving Grimm wide open. When you see man, And Colorado will show that at times. They'll pre-snap tell you if it's man or zone. Man-to-man coverage against Robert Livingston. We saw it down at Texas Tech in the first couple drives. The rub routes and the pick routes. They typically know what's coming their way.
Daniels for Neal. On the check down, Devin Neal. Just when he leans to go forward, starts to go north-south, he looks like he's about to knock down 9 or 10 pins.
We sat with him yesterday. He's a pretty sturdy kid.
He is. It feels like the one thing maybe NFL-wise people look for is the possible speed, but we've seen him turn it up on the sideline so far for that 51-yard touchdown. And he's got a first down here. Feels like 20's probably not going to be the number to win it today, bro.
No, I didn't think we were going to get to the 52-45 like the last matchup, but then again, this corner's kind of arrived and you may get to those 40s.
This table tennis now at this point. Savion Morrison is in. There's Casey, the tight end, into the backfield. Grimm in motion as he normally is. And they'll go Morrison this time, and he just plunges underneath into Tawfiq Thomas. Colorado will not use the timeouts. Kansas will go with some tempo here. 2nd and 7 throw. It's a long throw, and it's Grimm again. Taking it out of bounds at 48 seconds.
You know who he reminds me of is Brandon Stokely.
Why?
Just has great feel and instincts. Brandon played 15 years, lives in the Denver market. The way he moves, too, he is so smooth. And you don't have 170 catches, 2,300 yards, 23 touchdowns unless you're a baller. Like, you just have an instinct in that slot. And he plays in there an awful lot, and he just has such tremendous feel.
And confidence through the roof for Luke Grimm. Here's a run for Daniels. Jalen Daniels put his foot in the ground, and what a carve of this defense by Daniels. That was a jagged angle, and the official didn't help.
No, somehow, some way, Jalen was able to use the umpire as a blocker as Travis Hunter runs right into him right there. Maybe the hardest hit he's taken in quite some time. Happened to be by the umpire, and it set the table for number 6.
Heisman winner tackled by umpire Bill Bishop is a possible headline. First down. Feed Neal again, and Devin Neal breaks another tackle. He just keeps on churning. He can wreck your day, and he's done it for his entire career.
Well, in a timeout here by Kansas, he did it to Silman Craig earlier, right? And he's talking and he's jawing. And this time, Shiloh Sanders gets on his back and he goes for about a 7-yard ride. Hello, Shiloh. How are you? I'm going to carry you for 5 more yards down to the 2-yard line, and then I'm going to let you know about it as well.
A really good job by this officiating crew to make sure a game that's kind of been living on the edge emotionally stays on the field, because it's fun to watch when they're playing. So take a look at our Pacific Life game summary, sponsored by Pacific Life, creating financial security for nearly 100.
I haven't even seen much of the option, but I'm going to have a sense that number 4 is going to have a say in these final 32 seconds.
3 tight ends in the ball game with Arnold in motion. Neal again, shoulder first into the line. They have 2 timeouts left. Kansas will let it run for now. And they will use the timeout. Okay, so at 23 seconds, timeout Kansas.
Second charge timeout Kansas.
You've taken the clock down now to the point where it's not as much of a danger that Colorado's going to have another drive.
No, you maximize every one of your possessions.
Yeah.
It's just for Lance Leipold, you've gotten in this red zone where, again, you're top 5 in the country, number 1 in the conference of scoring touchdowns. And you got to have it. I think he knows that. I think he knows that with what Shedeur and that speed and people on the perimeter could do to his safeties and linebackers, when you get down here, you've got to finish these drives with touchdowns.
Kansas has had the ball for north of 20 minutes in this game. Kansas, a great red zone team this year. On 2nd and goal, Daniels evades the rush, rolls, slams on the brakes, breaks a tackle, rips it into the end zone, incomplete. Travis Hunter nearly picked it. Daniels may have been down as well. B.J. Green with the pressure.
Yeah, I don't like that call at all. And I do think,
that's real close.
Really, really close.
His one knee slid on top of the arm, it looked like, of Green.
Remember, every play is reviewed. Clearly the ball bounces. I think replay through this timeout by Kansas will further confirm that is about as close as it gets.
The previous play is under further
Why don't
review.
you like the call?
The ruling on the field was an incomplete pass.
I'd like number 4 to have the ball.
Yeah.
Maybe an option game or whatever it is. I trust number 4 that much more than I trust Jalen. That's not a slight on Jalen Daniels, who had a tremendous half. Prime saying his knee was clearly down before he threw it.
He's watching the video board. And we watch this replay. When's it out of his hand? Well, that's really close. Casey makes a better door than a window there. Mike Pereira is watching in Los Angeles. Mike, what do you see here?
Well, I think it's coming out. I mean, I think that ball's coming out of his hand before either the right knee there that was on the arm or the left knee. I think it's out. Now, if they rule that it is, then you're going to look to a possible 10-second runoff here, of which then Kansas can use a remaining timeout to buy themselves out of that. But to me, it's really close. And again, we'll just have to see if they have a good look to tell for sure.
But you would say call stands, Mike, right?
I kind of...
Of his career.
You absolutely do.
Two very close friends together in the backfield, Daniels and Neal. They've lived this rebuild together, and it's Daniels to throw, and it's wide, incomplete for Skinner.
That's a tough throw. It looks like it's a miss, but part of the reason that ball is outside is because of the dropper underneath. So it's Travis Hunter you're going after. You see B.J. Green. He's right in the throwing lane. Excuse me, that was Wester 25, the backup linebacker. He's right in the throwing lane, and it's that guy.
And now you've already taken the field goals earlier, so you've stacked them up enough to make them into one touchdown, so you take the field goal in this situation. But probably don't beat Colorado with field goals, Brock.
Nope. Especially not at the 20-yard variety, which is what all three of these become. You've done all the work to move the ball down the field.
Delay a game.
Can't finish the drives.
5-yard penalty.
With touchdowns.
Down.
And they're going to take the delay here instead of calling the timeout to give him a little more room from the hash mark.
That's exactly what you're doing.
Rare is the day when you go into the locker room with 23 first-half points and you say it should have been more.
5 scoring drives, right?
Yes.
5 possessions. I mean, just up and down the field.
Tabor Allen again. This from 25. And it's good. Kansas with a marker coming in. Looks like McKinney might have been offside.
Offside. Defense. That penalty's declined. Field goal is good.
So 3 field goals from the 25 and in range. 23-14, Kansas with the lead, but Colorado gets it out of halftime. And we remind you, next week, the greatest rivalry earlier today.
Yep. They look like they've been there a lot. Very, very battle-tested, which is one of the remarkable stories of this Colorado turnaround. Right? They've been on this run, winning 7 of 8 games. This is uncharted territory from where they've come from.
1-11 2 years ago.
Yes.
4-8 last year.
And over the last 2 decades, other than 2016, I mean, they just have not been in these kind of positions.
They got up to number 8 in the college football playoff rankings in 2016. But you're right, since then, and outside of that, further beyond that, there has not been much in the way of this sort of discussion. Wester figures why not? One last play, and he'll end up crumpling down at the 14. So 3 seconds.
342 total yards for Kansas. Yeah, 342, and yet you're down 9. You're going to get the ball.
Colorado, on average this year, allows 357 yards a game. That's 59th in our nation.
And you see Robert Livingston hand on the forehead, and he and Prime will have plenty of discussion during intermission of how they've got to fix that, because Kansas has moved it up and down the field, but Colorado's right
there for them. 2 wins, you're in the Big 12 title game. They're down 9 here, and they'll see the ball first. Away we go, and it's a rare non-touchback, and Hards puts it on the ground, picks it up, and this scramble turns into a great return. We've seen that all year in college football. A little juggle, and then stuff happens for the return team. Allison.
We have got to be better in third down situations and stop kicking field goals, or it will be a long second half. That's what Lance Leipold told me at the half. He said when they've moved the ball well offensively, it's because they've mixed up their run game and got the ball out quick on the throws, but they've got to finish with touchdowns. As for his defense on the field here, he said we have to tackle better in space. They've been too tentative on Travis Hunter, need to rally up and tackle better.
How do you do that with his speed, though, Brock?
Easier said than done, right? The whole messaging was close the space. Don't stop your feet, but if you miss, he's gone.
Shedeur Sanders now the single-season record holder for touchdown passes. He'll flip to Dallin Hayden, who's all along the sideline alone.
Yeah, I don't think either defense has the personnel to stop the other side. And that's indicative of one punt, right? We didn't have a takeaway. We didn't have a sack. Very few negative plays. And Colorado just has answers on the perimeter. Shedeur is so calm and collected.
At the 36.
And he's thrown the ball for the most part today. He'll do it again here, and that's tipped. It's tipped by Dean Miller, who's been a sack machine for Kansas.
Well, he is an effort guy. He is lean right here. He's going up against the true freshman, and Seton does a nice job. Gets his hands first, but a better job of reacting there by Miller to time that jump. You get a very rare incompletion.
Brian Borland, the defensive coordinator for Kansas, said, look, we take punches, we give punches. To your point, right? It's not full stop. It's not battering somebody in the corner, but it's counter punching. And there's one brief counter punch for Kansas. It's a second down run for Hayden. Tackle for the freshman Harold, and now third down for Colorado. They've not converted one of those, as we mentioned, so far. They haven't had many either because they haven't run many plays.
Yep, just 2 third downs. Didn't get either of them. Remember, Mata, not a big leg, so more than likely here, 4 down territory.
Third and 7. They have to get to the 26. Sanders loads it time again. He'll run for it. Sanders does have the first down. Miller wrapped him, but Sanders crossed the line.
So good. Once again, a commitment here. Some man coverage with a safety behind. 2-man coverage there. And Shedeur knows it. And once he sees that kind of gap, he's got enough juice and burst. He never looks to run first. But when it's available, he'll take it.
Everything being played in space right now, everywhere for both offenses. Hunter's up top there off the block from Wester, and he goes down. Kobe Bryant, who grew up hating the tackle part of tackle football, made it here.
Well, this is a little bit of what Lance was telling Allison. You can't wait. You've got to have eyes, and then when you do, he runs through the block there of Wester and gets right to the legs. That was some of the focal point this week of leveraging, right? Keeping that leverage and then that near hip and go down and take these guys to the ground. Well done by the senior.
He's the more outgoing of the two corners. He and Mello Dotson are just 180s from one another, but both outstanding at their jobs. 2nd and 11, Shedeur Sanders. Stepping up. Rolling now, flushed left. He'll double back to his right. At midfield, he tries to sling it. He got it away. And let's see what they decide here. Wasn't even close to the line of scrimmage, so a marker comes in.
Intentional grounding. Offense number 2. Loss it down. Brings up 3rd down.
First sack for either team in this game, essentially.
Man, how long did he hold this ball?
30 seconds? No, it's at least 10.
Yep, and a bunch of contact and grabbing Travis and just rushing 4 guys. You could feel that rush that time. Instead of trying to get home, it was just trying to keep him contained, and that had to be 7-8 seconds.
There was another foul on the play, holding defense. Those fouls will offset 2nd down.
So it looked like, I was going to say,
Yes.
Wheeler on that second replay we had a hug, and I believe that's who they got.
Yes, I think that was pretty obvious in the open. I'm not to diminish your point, but yes, they.
You can if you want.
No,
We've worked together long enough.
No, they saw that one correctly. It was pretty obvious here.
Yeah, here it comes.
Yeah. Can do that.
If you're getting that kind of hug at Thanksgiving, there's some family angst. Back to 2nd down. It's a huge loss for Kansas here. Here comes Wheeler on a blitz. Sanders down the field and a wide open Hunter. Nobody near him in space and in talent.
Yeah, and this is what you call a zone pressure. So the blitz is coming here, but you see the safety back here. He's playing zone coverage. You got cloud coverage in front, and you just can't give that space. You can't play him man. You can't play him zone. What can you do?
You can hope that you score more points than the Buffaloes. At this point, right?
Yes.
I mean, they just came off 49 against Utah.
Yep.
Reputedly a very good defense.
Yep. Yeah, this guy is not bland as a receiver. Others have said he is, and he wears that.
An electrifying, dazzling, magnetizing performer.
You know what's pretty cool? His QB, he could be in the Heisman conversation, and he is. But he tips his cap and goes, no. And did so this week again, like, no, this number 12, he's the one that's different. I'm good. He's great.
We talked to Cam Silman-Craig during the week, and he said Travis Hunter is one of the 2 best people I know in all my life, and he is revered by his teammates. Morrison on the return to the 20. Here are your Heisman. He kind of can disappear in the conversation defensively because people sometimes just don't throw at him. Texas Tech didn't throw a ball his way 2 weeks ago. Fake pitch from Daniels, and now he's going to climb and run. There's a marker in. It might be a hold. Wester got held and then eventually made the tackle, I think.
Offense number 77. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 1st down.
It's on Cable Dew in his 49th career start.
Yeah, I don't know. Cable Dew's like, huh? It's one of these two because Ford, the left guard, also, as you said, tackles Wester right there. I think that's more of the call, but a rare negative play. You know, we've not seen many of these. We were talking about it before kick, like who can create the negative plays to try to put the offense, behind the chains. Not seen much of it.
They're going to decline the penalty.
Why?
I guess they would like 2nd and 11 and kill the down. But when you're facing a team that can run the ball like Kansas, wouldn't you think 1st and 20 to make them one-dimensional? I think that's why you just said why. So here is Neal doubling back. Devin Neal, 1st down and more. Grimm got in the way. Shiloh Sanders, the tackle and a marker coming in. Feels like one of those games where if Devin Neal has his say, he's not going to let Kansas lose.
Yeah, his ability to change direction at full speed is unique. In a conversation with these officials, again, the whole crowd wants a horse collar. He called it earlier. I think they're clamoring for that call, but that guy in the open field, he is one slippery sucker.
Personal foul. Horse collar tackle. Defense number 21.
Second controversial horse collar in the ball game.
1st down.
Yeah, you're going to see he's just going to get out here and then watch his feet. is he gets into, he makes that one miss. There's, I'm going to outrun that one. And it's that cut right there at full speed between McKinney and company. And all Shiloh can do once again is hold on, and this time pull him down.
From the nameplate, that is more the horse collar that everybody's used to. And now after just 3 penalties in the first half, we have yellow flags everywhere.
Offense number 88, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Downstairs, Allison.
Talking to Deion Sanders at the half, it's about effort on this side of the ball for him. He said we have to tackle better. Everyone has had an opportunity to make plays, and we haven't. They're not outsmarting us. They're out hustling us. We need to be more physical.
Well, remember, for Coach Prime, 8 missed tackles a game in all those wins, 14 missed tackles on average in their 2 losses. That's a real number.
And they're above that already in this game. Another run for Neal. Carter Stoutmeyer with the stop. They're playing without Preston Hodge today in the secondary. Here's what you're talking about. 15 already in one half.
I think that number was close to 20 against DJ Giddens, which is what Neal is looking like. We asked Prime yesterday, who are some guys that you face this year that you know are going to be dudes at the next level? And he pointed to DJ Giddens.
He said he's got it.
Yeah, he couldn't tackle him. And right now, Robert Livingston and his crew, yeah, it is some effort. It's obviously technique. But Neal is doing it to just about everybody on that side of the ball.
Here, kill, kill, kill. Change the play into what? Into play action. He stops, he fires back this way, and it's nearly intercepted by Hunter. Travis Hunter, an outstanding chase of that ball.
Well, the closing speed is just different. So you said it, sometimes he disappears because you don't attack him. And then when you do, I mean, that's good on good. Grimm, the best receiver for Kansas, that deep over, that's usually a good route. Usually stair-step it, you separate from guys, but look at the closing speed there. And nearly takes it away. This dude is superhuman.
But how about the longevity? His athleticism to stay on the field all game.
And his endurance and perseverance to play through.
Third down run, Devin Neal again. Across the 25, Bryce Foster was out in front, leveling folks.
That was 3rd and what?
9. But that's Jeff Grimes' deal, right?
And once again, getting these situations, and Foster's out in front of this thing like, who do I even block? I'm not blocking somebody until the 3rd level when I get to, give Shiloh a little introduction to Kansas Jayhawk run game on 3rd and long.
An injured Kansas Jayhawk down on the field. We'll step aside.
I don't know about you, but this feels a little like Bills Chiefs. Like both these offenses have a whole lot more answers than the defenses.
That's a good comparison. Let's see how Colorado attacks this new look offensive line. There's a marker in, free play, and it might be interference as well. Skinner went down, feet got tangled. It's going to be a marker against Colorado, but Skinner thought that he got tripped by Hunter.
Yeah, I think the feet tangle at the end. I love the shot there in the free play. You know that Skinner, anybody wants to try to score on that guy because just one person has this year.
Defense number 25, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Yeah, his net is +9 touchdowns coming in.
Yeah, so you see the offsides here. Colorado trying a few different things here to begin the second half with some stunts and some slants. But yeah, that's just feet tangling. Good no call.
Colorado's cleaned up the penalties for the most part today. Neal straight ahead. He's going to be hard to stop. They're going to say he's down a yard short of the line to gain, but the big run to set up this sequence.
Yeah, and here's Jeff Grimes right in the middle of it, and he's sure a fun guy to talk to as Kansas going to hustle to the line, but running on 3rd and 9, something he's learned a lot about.
And if it's available, you take it to set up maybe a 4th down.
Well, and he said, through analytics there at Baylor, I really learned that these defenses are not prepared. So many times, 3rd and 9, like Colorado was expecting pass, you could run right at them.
2nd and 1, it's a run straight ahead, and it's Neal once again. I mean, it looks like he's spring-loaded, and it's 1st and goal for Kansas. Tempo for the Jayhawks. See if Colorado gets organized. Well, Shiloh Sanders is going to go run to Topeka. This was unabated to the quarterback, so they blow it dead.
Topeka?
Sure. Wichita.
Offside. Defense number 21, unabated to the quarterback. Half the distance to the goal. 1st down.
In your next life, you'll be a white hat.
Okay.
Yeah, this is trying to get a head start. Trying to do anything, either of these defenses, to slow down the offense. Now, this is the one area Colorado has buckled down. You can see that the penalties per game have been an issue. 1 for 4 in the red zone for Kansas this afternoon.
You think this will run here on at least 2 of the 3 plays if they get to 3?
Think so.
Neal along the right side and just about a yard, if that.
Now it does get harder to run, and I get it. These boxes are, more full of Buffaloes. It's condensed space. It's this
big box too.
Yes, this is a place, I think, against Livingston, who's done a great job down here. Like, I know that he hates all these yards, but you can win games holding people to field goals down in the red zone. It's also a place where you wouldn't mind seeing number 6, Jalen Daniels, legs come to life with the threat of Neal.
Quick snap up to the line. Neal tunneling through. He's down at the 1. 3rd and goal.
It's awesome effort to want to out of Bentley. Number 20 here, the linebacker. We've seen this on a couple different occasions by the Buffaloes, just squirming through space, just trying to get in the backfield. Trust us, he got home.
One more time. Neal rams in. Touchdown. Selman Craig got a face full of Lawrence's favorite son.
Yeah, this is 185 pounds of the safety, number 7. And about 200 and, what did he tell us yesterday, 13 or so pounds?
Up to the pound.
Of pure pain running right through. And I love the adjustment from Kansas. Clamored for that call on the previous drive before half. Get your best player of the ball. It's not about plays at this time of year. It's about your players. And he is your best player.
We asked him yesterday about his favorite memories from his time at Kansas, and the first thing he said, you think about how much of this community matters to him, he said the first sellout at the place in Lawrence. And then right after that, the second sellout. Now he's playing in front of 50,000 crazed people in an NFL stadium trying to redirect the Big 12 himself.
Seen some running backs this year. I told you a bunch. This is not the year of the quarterback in college football.
Full of Hulk Hogan that time.
Yeah, this is the year of the running back. And there's a bunch of good ones in this Big 12. There's Ashton Genty up there in Boise. But don't forget about Devin Neal and all of this production for year after year after year in building this program back.
And that was his whole idea of coming here, is to rebuild the program in his hometown. As there's a bouncing kickoff, and it's Hood on the return, and he'll get wrapped up and spiked down. Back to the touchdown.
You know what's amazing about football?
What's that?
And when you watch tape, you have all these guys on the field, but it really is just these two. You can wipe away everybody else. Watch this play unfold. They're all gone, and it's these two. that are right on a collision course. And you know what Devin Neal's mascot was there at Lawrence High School, right?
What's that, Brock?
The Chesty Lions. And he set it with his chest right through Silman Craig for 6.
He's not joking. Look at the logo. It's a lion that goes chest first into the world. Devin Neal the same. First down, it's Miller, and he is going to lose a yard. Kansas pursues very well. It's second down and 11. Looked like Blake Harold was involved. Miller maybe as well.
Well, I'd actually say Cash Cleveland. They set an edge, and he actually ran right into. Miller did a great job with effort, and the other side setting the edge. But that was one of the rare occasions where I think Cash on the old stat sheet makes that tackle.
Second and 11 for Colorado. Pressure right up the middle, and Shedeur Sanders. Stacy just got it away, and he comes to the sideline. That's Shepard. For the first time today, he makes a catch.
That is a beautiful little comeback. Travis can run routes you've never seen before, but Shepard and many of the other guys run those plays with precision and timing. Well done.
Touchdown maker here and at Vanderbilt. Will Shepard, such an important part of this offense in the red zone. They'll call it 3rd and 1 on the spot here. It's a full yard, too. Remember, Hayden got stopped on 4th down earlier. Fake the toss. Now Sanders breaks it down against Miller, and he has to crumple down to the turf. Miller, Wheeler, Caldwell, and everybody's jawing now.
Yeah, this is kind of goofy. You kind of fake a toss one side, and then I think you're trying to sneak somebody from here across. You're going to see the fake toss, but that immediate pressure right in the face, Miller not stopping his feet, right, getting into the face of Shedeur, and then the sneak route never came across because of the penetration.
Pretty clear effort by Brian Borland to bring vertical pressure directly up the middle at Sanders here.
Right in his face. Tried to dictate, and for one of the rare occasions and just the second time, a punt this afternoon.
Vassett has both. There's a marker coming in at the line of scrimmage. Grimm back to receive. We'll see if the play stands. From the 20, Luke Grimm. And he'll break it down on the sideline and end up out of bounds. We'll check the penalty. It was right at the snap. Possible illegal formation, maybe? Extra guy off the line?
I don't see a Jayhawk necessarily in the neutral zone.
Illegal formation, kicking team more than 4 in the backfield. That penalty will be added to the end of the run. First down, timeout.
Details and fisticuffs.
And push an official. In the chaos, the officials don't see it, but he's lucky that he wasn't ejected from the game.
In the NFL, his pocketbook would be seeing it.
Yes, indeed. Now a penalty. Flags from everywhere. Everybody saw that. I think Mike may have thrown a flag from Los Angeles.
Number 75. 5-yard penalty, first down.
It's on the new left tackle, Calvin Clements.
Yeah, and then you're going to see a Vlade Divac flop.
Oh, come on.
No, I mean, no shot to Vlade, but look at that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a... In college basketball now, you get one of those, and then the next one is a technical foul.
For you young kids, you can look at Vlade. Okay. He was pretty good.
It's more than just the young kids. 1st and 15. Daniels pumps the screen, now goes middle screen. It's Casey. The Kansas native spat the ball out, and they're going to say he's down.
Is that the second screen of the game?
Jeff Grimes getting creative.
Yes.
Elbow down pretty clearly. Yeah, remember Casey in that win against Texas a bunch of years ago. They won 2 games that season. He had the big 2-point conversion. There's Jeff Grimes working on his screen game.
Was that in 2020?
Yeah. 21. They won the 2 games in 21. They went winless in 2020. Second and 6. A little hesitation for Neal. He's really good. Even when his feet stop. We saw it on the run earlier. It'll be 3rd down and about 4. Now, is this a possible rundown here for Jeff Grimes? What do you like?
Yes. I think absolutely. I think what you like is to go up with 2 plays, and we saw it earlier with the kill, right? And Neil's saying, I got to see that a little bit better. But I think this is one of those situations where you trust your veteran quarterback. You put 2 calls in that helmet, and if the numbers are right, don't be afraid to run it. Man-to-man.
Stoutmeyer following Grimm into the slot. 3rd down and 4. Pressure picked up. There's Grimm. It's a 1st down, and it might be targeting coming as well over the middle.
Yeah, that was Shiloh flying in from center field, leading with the shoulder. But you do that pre-snap shift to motion to see man-to-man, and then you know who you're trusting on that little slant. It'd be Luke Grimm. He's been doing it for 5 years.
Now take note here. Is it personal foul plus targeting, or is it just targeting?
Targeting. Defense number 21. The previous plays under further review.
So if this gets pulled, there will be no foul.
Right. It'll still be a 1st down. And you'll see Shiloh right back here playing man-to-man. He's the post safety, the deep safety.
With targeting, did he say? Oh, he did.
Mike, they said personal foul targeting. Mike Pereira is with us. So personal foul targeting the call here.
Yeah, and what you're looking at here is you're looking at contact of the head and neck area because he is defenseless. And so that's what they're going to focus on. In my opinion here, there is some incidental helmet with the side of the helmet, but he leads with the shoulder. These are the kind of iffy ones.
Yep.
Look, you've got to prove it. You've got to prove all elements. He is attacking, but it's not the kind I like to see when the player turns his head away from the action.
I would agree, Mike. And is there at least a question if he's defenseless or not? He catches it. He takes 2 steps. He tucks the ball.
There's never a question, Brock, when we run it in slow motion. I mean, he looks like he's had the ball and for 5 minutes actually.
Yeah.
But again, I like to see what they're leading with, and at least to me, he was leading with the shoulder, and it wasn't directly to the head or neck area. Remember, they have to prove all aspects of it. If it was me, I'd leave it alone.
After further review, there is no foul for targeting. It's 1st down.
Yeah, good job, guys.
Yeah.
Well done by the officials.
And you know what else? That feels consistent with the way the rest of the game's been called. Don't call it for pushing the official. Don't call it for chirping. Let the play on the field to decide it. I think as an officiating crew, they understand how emotional this game is right now.
But to be clear, you don't stand for pushing officials.
No, you don't. But I don't know if that was Shadur's act. I think he's just in that moment of getting walked on and he's getting trumped,
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify, though, that, it's not like you were running around in a Washington Huskies jersey shoving officials.
No.
Now Neal will take the direct snap. He'll hand it to Daniels, who wants to throw. He will. He's got Cardell, the tight end. He looked like he was setting up for another long jump. Instead, he dipped the shoulder into Shiloh.
Oh, there's one of your creative little plays, right, where you're going to switch spots. The 2 best friends in the backfield. Neal does this very comfortably. Is the Wildcat quarterback. He's going to fake it. This is right out of the Andy Kolonicki playbook. Kept a lot of them with Lance Leipold. Kept the whole playbook, in fact. And got to a creative one for another big play right there.
Now Devin Neal, who has 151 yards on the ground already, is the option man here, and he gets stonewalled. Beautiful pursuit by Colorado. Keaton Wade eventually makes the tackle. Bentley was helping.
Yeah, you can't play that option better than that. Watch the edge here. That's Keaton Wade that you referenced. He goes right to the quarterback, and Bentley does not hesitate. They leverage that thing beautifully. They called it vicing. One guy outside, one guy inside on that option game. There were answers for both, and a rare negative play.
2nd and 14 for Kansas. We have not seen the Kansas punters so far in the ball game. Damon Graves has been nowhere to be found. 2nd and 14. It's a Daniels design run. Oh my goodness. Spin cycle twice. Inventive and beautiful.
Yeah, this is like when Coach Primes, says to Allison it is about effort, we got to have more effort. I'm seeing effort. I am just seeing missed tackles created by two pretty special players. Not many quarterbacks that can do that twice.
Usually at the end of something like that, there's a wicked witch with feet out the bottom of a house around here. Third and 2. Grimm, the motion man. Daniels for Neal. That's been such a problem for the Buffaloes out of the backfield all year long. It's a first down.
Well, it's because of all the man-to-man coverage, and just look at all of the clutter here. Right, look at all the traffic that you're trying to sort through. You have Grimm as well. You have both options. I mean, Livingston right now is like, man, maybe I was right telling those guys yesterday. It feels like I'm playing Lamar and Greg Roman with all these formations and the run game and the commitment and the QB right now and a running back. I cannot stop.
Kansas 4 for 4 on third down in the second half. They're going to go multiple tight ends here on first down. Give it to Neal, and he gets yanked back. Barnes with the tackle, like an Oscar.
Get the ball. Thank you.
His team's driving. He wants a touchdown. Jalen Daniels behind Neal, and he gets submarine down by Nakai Hill-Green. It's third down, Kansas. The Jayhawks have run more plays in Colorado territory than Colorado has run all game. It's impeccable keep away, Brock.
Yeah, this is possession number 7. They've scored on the previous 6. They're in the scoring zone for number 7. I mean, just done a remarkable job. And that time, by the way, Hill-Green, the leading tackler on this team, maybe made the biggest tackle of the season. Because if he didn't make that, Jalen may have hit another touchdown.
Reformed offensive line here for Kansas with the injury to the right tackle, Brown. 3rd and 7. It's a run. It's Neal shedding tacklers, and now you've got a 4.5 yard, Brock.
Go.
No question.
Go.
They've taken 3 from 25 yards and in 3 times today.
Go.
Here comes the crowd. Here come the Jayhawks. Allen Fieldhouse times 3, trying to calm itself down. Neal goes low, and he's got it. First down, Kansas. The Lawrence native moves the sticks.
That's a good thing he's a chesty lion, and he's willing to stick that chest out, because that was it. Keeps the feet up. The ball gets to the line to gain. Players, not plays. Leipold likes it. There was no hesitation for a second on that sideline.
Well, he built everything on toughness at Wisconsin Whitewater, then at Buffalo, and now here at Kansas. A disappointing season that has changed direction the last couple of weeks. It's a 1st and goal run, and it's Devin Neal.
And remember, it's not many times that we get to sit in a booth and say something's never been done in this sport we love.
Ever.
Like ever. Back to the 1800s, as a team under 500, which they are, gone and beat 3 ranked teams back to back to back.
That's what they're going for as they lean on Colorado's goal line here. Iowa State first, BYU next. Contenders for the Big 12 throne in a row. Neal picking his way, leaping his way down to the 2. DJ Green, the transfer from Arizona State, who's in this fight as well. 3rd and goal.
And look at this, man. Grinding possessions. I told you the number was 10. If you can keep this thing to 10 possessions or less, this is possession 7. They've scored on the previous 6. Score a touchdown here, and you get real nervous up in Boulder.
You see the band conductor saying, don't play right now, but he's ready to strike the band again in that end zone. 3rd and goal. Neal is in. Touchdown! 4 times to the house, Devin Neal.
You watch those running backs do all sorts of drills, Jason, over the course of a year, over the course of a career, right? And watch the hand plant here. Once again, it's Cameron Silman-Craig. They're in a one-on-one in that same spot they were last time. That time 7 goes down. And what does Devin Neal do? Are you going to punch? I'm going to counter punch, and I'm going to hand plant with unbelievable strength, athleticism, and power to finish again. Good Lord.
I don't know if that will, and then punch through the wall. They will kick the extra point. You had an option maybe of going for 2 to make it a 3-score game. Instead, they'll hope for no 2 touchdowns and 2 2-point conversions. But you know what? They always say in college, I wish I would have taken more pictures. Right? I wish there were more pictures on.
Already the school record holder coming into tonight when it comes to career touchdowns. Now he's making that mark look untouchable in the years to come.
He's having as good of a senior night as anybody could ever want. Time now for our Aflac trivia question. Get help with expenses that health insurance doesn't cover with Aflac. Who's the last Power Conference team to make a conference championship game the season after winning 4 or fewer games like Colorado is trying to do after 4-8 last year? You got it?
No.
Okay. I like your honesty.
Well, yeah, I'm kind of got Shador right here. He's got to figure it out. He's got to continue to spit that ball out. Holding on to it has gotten him into more problems than anything else.
He does right here for Hunter. It's a screen once again, little sidestep, and he is rushed out of bounds by Dotson and Grant. All right, here's the answer to our Aflac trivia question. We'll get for you real quickly so you can share it with your friends. Auburn, 2013. They were 3-9 in 2012, winless in the SEC.
That's right.
You should have had it.
Should have.
It's all right.
The Malzahn?
The answer is yes.
Thanks.
Second down, Colorado. This is still a 2-score game. There's a lot of time, but 2-point conversions now are on the menu for the Buffaloes. Sanders goes over the middle, and that's met immediately. Traylon Miller gets hit again. Marvin Grant, the former Purdue Boilermaker, has had a really nice game so far in tackling.
Yeah, 241 tackles coming in. Another one of these veteran players, 6-year player, so much experience on both sides of the ball for the Jayhawks.
How much heat do you bring here?
I keep everything in front of me. I want that clock to tick, 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 and just do not give up the big play.
So 3rd and 3, they'll rush 4. Sanders sees a little pressure coming. He fades to his right. Sanders on the throw. He's got the first down. It's Travis Hunter once again, his 8th catch of the ball game.
Yeah, and it's really easy to say plaster, 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 and you do it all week against scout team guys, and then you try to do it against these two, and you just can't. The relationship they have, the timing together, and when that play extends, Shador knows right where he's at.
Now, Shador is 21 for 23 with that catch for Wester. 2 incompletions for a team that's trailing by 16. 10 minutes to go. Colorado with 2 wins this week, and then against Oklahoma State goes to the Big 12 title game. With a loss, a lot of help necessary. Welch, the tailback, still no Augusta for the second half. Here's a handoff for Hunter. Flip it back for Sanders. He'll throw it back this direction for Wester. And off he goes on the gas pedal. Wester, foot in the ground. Another dagger of a cut to the 30. What a design by Pat Shurmur.
Saw that play at practice the other day. Said to Pat before the game, are you going to get to that reverse? And then the throwback screen with all the linemen in front. And he said, in the alumni zone. What's the alumni zone? Between the 35 and 35, and they got there at exactly the right time. And Wester, for one of the rare occasions, gets to show you what he can do in the open field, which is nasty as well.
There's a run for Welch, and he is drilled. Cornell Wheeler became a human missile.
Yeah, I wonder at some point when you're just going to say no more runs, right? And here's Wheeler, the Michigan transfer, again, a 5th-year guy that sees the play. He gets out ahead of it. There's no chance for Brown to get to him. And honestly, like now, season on the line, playoff on the line, Big 12 championship game on the line. You could see 39 yards rushing. But where are you best at? You're best kicking it out and just give the ball to the guys in the perimeter.
They've only run 12 times all game. Here comes Miller around the corner. He got a hand on Sanders, who will fling it toward the sideline, incomplete. There is a flag down, Wester the intended target. The flag is in the backfield at the 34. Sanders was clean on the throw.
On the play.
Yeah, I did not see any hold looking at it again. I didn't see hands to the face or anything. Just a lot of warfare going on right in here. Good effort once again from Miller. And just a half yard off down the field. Kansas players have not felt this all season at home. Finally, some home field advantage.
3rd and 12. Miller hops inside. Miller gets to Sanders, can't corral him. The throw over the middle for Welch is a first down. The escapability, just slight movements by Sanders to create that play.
So good, and he's so composed doing it. Watch him hold the ball. Watch young quarterbacks, 2 hands on the ball right there. As he steps up, he just dips those shoulders and never panics. Total calm with the eyes down the field, and once again, Buffalo making people miss in the open field.
2-possession game. Longest Colorado's had it all day. This 4-minute drive, and Welch with a run. Time is moving.
Yes.
3 timeouts left.
And again, I mean, that run gets you 2-3 yards. And I know you're trying to slow down the rush, but he makes a miss anyway. And again, that's not all Pat Sherman. Those are RPOs. Shedeur has every chance to change things at the line of scrimmage as well. But you're just letting that clock tick away versus an offense you've not stopped one time today.
Miller just came off the field on the substitution, and now there's a penalty. They'll blow it dead. It's likely a false start. Bad time for a Colorado flag.
The receiver's not getting set.
This would be the 6th accepted penalty against the Buffaloes, who average more than 7 per game. In the top 3 in the Big 12.
A lot of conversation here. Will Shepard never got set before that ball got snapped.
There are 2 fouls on the play. False start. Offense number 14. Illegal substitution. Defense. Those fouls offset. 2nd down.
So that's the 2nd time a big Colorado mistake has been offset by a Kansas flag. So the clock is moving, though, off of that. Down to 7 minutes. Sanders, 2nd and 6. That's probably a hold. And now Sanders runs right into the pressure by Job, who makes the tackle, but Job just got sumoed down to the ground in the middle of the play.
That's going to be the true freshman seat in the left tackle.
Holding. Offense number 77. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
This happened a couple times a week ago. He is such a good one. Going to be a freshman All-American right here. But you're going to see him. Job just gets into the body, and he reaches around, corrals, and pulls him to the ground right in plain view of the guys in the stripes. Man, he is going to be a great one.
Hyper-talented freshman, but a big penalty there. We're moving towards 6 minutes. Off a spin from Miller, it's Sanders to throw, and it's nearly picked off. Kobe Bryant, who's got 4 picks this year and 13 in his career, stepped in front of Shepard.
Yeah, that close. I'm not going to say to end the game, but to make the climb back up incredibly difficult. Kobe and his partner Mello on the other side, 2 of the best in the country.
25 combined career interceptions, as the injured party is Phillip Houston, the right tackle for Colorado. 3rd down when we come back as we check on the offensive lineman. 2 downs to get 16 yards. Shedeur Sanders lets it rip down the middle. It's juggled and down to the deck, incomplete. Shepard had a hand on it. Taylor Davis thought he picked it. For now, it's 4th down.
And I think that is Kobe Bryant that comes out of absolutely nowhere to get his hand. He's not in the picture, and then he's got a sudden burst to rip right at the hands. Ball clearly bounces. What an unbelievable play by Kobe Bryant. No, actually, that was Melo to come across and respond and knock it away. These two corners showing up when it matters the most.
Two of the best in the country playing together, trying to lock down a 4th and 16, and that was moving to the left tackle, Seaton.
Well, it's only going to get louder now.
False start. Offense number 77. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
This play might be for history.
You missed it earlier. No under 500 team has ever won 3 straight games all in a row against ranked teams. Kansas is teeing that up as a Big 12 title game wrecking ball. 4th and 21. Miller around the corner again, speeds up Sanders. He can't run for it. They have to have 21 yards. He gets bashed. It's tipped and it's incomplete. Jalen Todd got a hand on it. Kansas takes over. The Big 12 is carnage again. About it if the ball hits the air for Kansas. Colorado has been great at forcing fumbles this year. They have 10 fumble recoveries to lead the Big 12. Savion Morrison on the run. We'll see when Colorado starts using the timeouts. Probably not yet.
Possession number 8, and remember, Kansas has scored against Deion and these Buffaloes on every single possession. 7 for 7. That's really hard to do.
So not only do you have to stop them from first down, they can't score again, or you're going to lose.
No margin.
Average time of possession on those drives, Brock, is over 4 minutes for Kansas. 4:11. Pump fake. Daniel's going to run for it. And there is a marker that's come in. It's over on the far sideline. See it right there at the 32. And then some post-play extracurriculars. And there is probably a flag on McKinney coming. McKinney and Arnold were together after the play. That's going to be post-play. So whatever happened on the initial penalty won't be able to be offset by the post-play foul, which could create a first down for Kansas regardless of the other penalty.
Illegal shift. Offense, 5-yard penalty. Repeat second down. After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense number 8, with contact. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Killer.
Yeah, so the repeat second down was just for transaction purposes. It's first down.
Just the mechanics of it, and it just can't happen at this point of the game. And once you throw there, in that one, they let them do the first one.
Yep.
Right? These officials have let these guys play with tremendous emotion today. They didn't even penalize for the first shot. It was the second one, and that's why he's sitting on the bench. And
I mean, Deion Sanders said it all week. We've got to clean up the penalties.
yep.
And it just so happens when you're trailing in a spot like this, they get magnified. Clock is moving, so Kansas can wait here, and Daniels realizes it.
Just a devastating penalty right there. Not only a first down, but another minute off the clock.
Look at those two friends together, just taking it in right now. Daniels and Neal. They'll snap it with 6 and give it to Neal, who just rummages ahead to the 46. This is the way Kansas, with clever offensive play calling, but also grit, has rebuilt from a winless 2020 to what this is now, which is at the very least a chance for a bowl game next week if they win today.
Yeah, and after losing 5 in a row, it had been really easy to just tuck tail and run. Season's over, everything's lost, can't win the Big 12, and instead they have become, as Joel Klatt said, the Grim Reaper of the Big 12. To BYU, to Iowa State, and now 4.5 minutes away from doing it to the hottest team in the conference, the winners of 7 of 8 in Colorado.
Change the play there. Neal changes direction there. He's got a first down, and he's got the game of his career on his last Kansas home game.
So clearly changing the play here. They've done this all day long as well when they needed to. A couple plays called in the huddle. And this time it's right through the arms of Wonkwo. I mean, that may be the most impressive of all, of the 300-pound nose tackle running through him as well. Just keep on feeding.
For Devin Neal, he's still about 60 away from a career high in total yards.
And I think most impressively, and we talked about Colorado early in the open, of really trusting this defense, deferring and leaning into them because they were great at all 3 levels. Devin Neal's done this to everybody at every level of this defense. The ends, that time Wonkwo, the linebackers, Bentley, Shiloh Sanders, Silman Craig. It really does not matter. There has not been a defender who's had an answer for number 4.
He came in top 16 in the country in run plays of 10 or more. They've got 10 of them to make it 11 of them today. First down, Kansas, Devin Neal.
Yeah, probably give the guys up front their due as well. I mean, this is Cable Due, just getting a body on a body, displacing that time 315-pound Barnes. I'm going to have an effort like this. He has been superhuman, especially sniffing the goal line in the second half. But those big hogs in front of him have laid the foundation.
Crowd chanting, Devin Neal. Neal on the run.
Frankly, Jason, this was the most dangerous foe in many ways for these Buffaloes because of this ability to run. The closest facsimile to Kansas State, who did this. This is the only other team, right? Colorado's won 7 of 8. The only team that beat them in that one, it took a touchdown in the final minute by Kansas State to do. Now this. I mean, look at the total yards by one guy alone. 275 for Devin Neal. But this is what a dominant run game can do on any down and distance. We run right at you.
Right back there on 2nd and 9 off the block from Casey. He'll get stuffed. It's about a yard. The timeout coming for Colorado. Maybe they're going to not going to. So it looks like it's right squared up for the 2-minute timeout here. It looks like there will be the 2-minute timeout rather than forcing Kansas to run a play.
You know what that body language and that look for Deion says to me? Like, this is a humbling day physically. Give up over 500 yards of offense. They move it up and down the field on every single one of their 8 possessions. And they lean into Devin Neal for a career-high 35. He seemed to be a pretty optimistic guy.
Well,
but nearly 300 total yards himself.
It's a special young man and a special group that's played on average more than 4.5 years of college football. To a man in this lineup for Kansas. So 3rd and 8. Play clock is down to 3. They got to get it off here. They could use a timeout. Instead, they'll just give it to Devin Neal. Old reliable. Just short of the line to gain. Colorado will take a timeout. And I imagine Kansas will take the 3 or try to. As we'll take a look at our Pacific Life game summary. It's sponsored by Pacific Life, creating financial security for nearly 160 years.
Colorado.
Started with a bang for Devin Neal.
That was the first possession. That's making 1, 2, 3, 4 guys miss and taking it to the house. That was through the air. Then the second one was on the ground. Maybe the easiest of all of them. In fact, the easiest of all of them right there. But you knew Colorado's got some championship metal. They were not going to back down, and the Heisman Trophy winner explodes for the touchdown. And why not a second to get this thing closer? But in the second half, you just almost feel the will, right? At that time, the hand plant, they settled a couple times in the first half for field goals, and they said enough's enough. Going to continue to give our best player the ball over and over and over again. And guess what? Going to keep him on the field to try to end this thing right here.
They need a yard. It's 4th and 1. What do you think of this call?
I don't mind it. I think your O-line probably walked over to the line to the head coach, and a bunch of those guys are all 4th and 5th and 6th year players, and said, put this on us for the final 3 feet.
Devin Neal, straight ahead. He sneaks through the other side, and so has Kansas this season.
And once again, man, just collapsing this edge, just dominating right there, moving people. A nice kick out there by Casey pulling around. And that was just the final statement. Can't stop me.
We've seen in college football, when you go 2-6, there's a question of, are guys going to opt out? Are they going to prepare for the NFL? And Devin Neal and Jalen Daniels said to us, we didn't have any of that. In part because all these guys came back to do something together. This is as close to a team concept of anything you'll have in college football, especially at the end of a quote-unquote down year.
Yep. And to do something never done before.
And that is why college football matters. That heart beating and shown by the tailback. Coming up after the game, stay tuned for College Football Extra, sponsored by Defender. And a Big 12 title game dream may be torn asunder in Kansas City.
The Heisman's not. Travis Hunter is the best player in college football, but on this field and in this building today, that was as good an effort by an individual I've ever seen in Devin Neal.
The first time in FBS history ever, a team with a losing record has won 3 straight games against ranked teams. It's the Kansas Jayhawks, and they have week after week after week stamped the Big 12 race with a big blue Jayhawk logo. Devin Neal and Allison Williams.